Good morning, everybody. It is the Monday, the 8th of February, and as you can see here, you can't actually see me. Today, Mrs. Cochrane's going to start creating an information map for our piece of information that Mrs. Simpson has already read us called Extraordinary Elephants. And what I thought I thought it'd be a good idea to get the camera here so you can see Mrs. Cochrane creating the information map, okay? So the information map is like a story map that we use when we've listened to a story, and it helps us learn the story, doesn't it? It helps us to learn that story off by heart, and then when it comes to writing all about it, we have learned lots of new information, but we already know it. We already know it. So when it comes to writing, we are ready to write then, aren't we? So we don't need to keep on doing that. Okay, so we're going to have a go at doing this today. So you don't need to do this today. You just need to watch Mrs. Cochrane, and then your job will be to do this again tomorrow. So it'd be a good idea if you maybe listen to the information again first, but Mrs. Cochrane will be saying the information as we go through this. So if you can see here on the piece of information, it's not very clear here, but you can see there are subheadings. So this one here says, where do elephants live? And then it's got the information there underneath. So what we're going to do is under each of these, so we've got where do elephants live, what do elephants look like, what do elephants eat, what do elephants do, why are elephants in trouble, and how can we help them? So we've got there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different subheadings. So under there, we're going to have the pictures under each of these subheadings. So where do elephants live? So let's draw a picture here of a house. So we know that is our first subheading for where do elephants live, okay? So elephants live in Africa and India. So I'm going to have a picture here of an elephant to represent that part of this information map. I know it's not very good, but I know that that's my elephant for the story. Elephants live in Africa and India. There are 3 different species of elephants, so I might just put 1, 2, 3. There is the African savanna elephant, African forest elephant, and the Asian elephant. So for where do they live? I might just have these 2 parts to here, yeah? And then when I've said 3, hopefully I will remember the 3 different species of elephants, the African savanna elephant, the African forest elephant, and the Asian elephant. Okay, so I'm just going to have these 2 here for this bit. And my next part is, what do elephants look like? What do they look like? So that's our next subheading. So we might just put here for our next subheading 2 eyes. For what do they look like? We might just put 2 eyes. Elephants have tough grey skin and large ears. Okay, so for tough, I might do a muscly arm for tough to represent tough. They have tough grey skin and large ears. So I might just do like a large ear here. They have long trunks which they use to drink water. So they've got tough grey skin and large ears, and they have long trunks, which they use to drink water. African elephants have the biggest ears. So I might say African elephants have the biggest ears. So I might draw an arrow up for that, for biggest maybe. African elephants have the biggest ears. Let's do a big ear here. I know it looks a bit like a number 3, but that's how I draw my ears. I'm sorry. There's an easy way to tell which are which. Oh, can you remember the symbol where we do which is which? Where you go out which is which? So we could do this. There's an easy way to tell which is which. So we could draw like the arrow, which is like Mrs. Cochrane's hand there, which is which. So we could do which is which. African elephants have large ears shaped like the continent of Africa, and Asian elephants' ears are smaller, shaped like India. So we could do a large ear to represent the African elephants have the large shaped ears like the continent of Africa. Asian elephants have smaller ears shaped like India. Elephants are the world's, so we could do elephants are the world's, could draw a picture of the world. They're the world's largest, and we've already done the arrow up for largest, haven't we? So we could do elephants are the world's largest and heaviest, so we could do a scale for heaviest. The largest and the heaviest living land animal. Wow, so we've got here, what do elephants look like? They have tough grey skin and large ears. They have long trunks which they use to drink water. African elephants have the biggest ears. There's an easy way to tell which is which. African elephants have the large ears shaped like the continent of Africa, and the Asian elephants have ears smaller and they're shaped like India. Elephants are the world's largest and heaviest living land animal. They have tusks made of ivory. We might just do a tusk here, which I did one the other day and it looked like a banana. I think that looks a bit better. They have tusks made of ivory, which help protect them from other animals. You can tell how old the elephants are by looking at their tusks. The oldest elephants have the longest tusks. What could we do to tell how old they are? Maybe I might do maybe a walking stick, tell how old they are from looking at their ivory. Might do that. Okay. So our next subheading is what do elephants eat? So for here, I might draw a picture of a knife and fork. Knife and fork here, okay? So I've got a knife and fork. So my next subheading under here is going to be what do elephants eat? Okay. Let me just. So our next part says what do they eat? Elephants are herbivores and eat bark and leaves from trees. So we could maybe draw a picture of a tree, and they eat the bark from the tree and some leaves. They eat leaves and bark from trees. These magnificent mammals spend between 12 and 18 hours eating grass, plants and fruit every single day. Wow! So we might have that because it's telling us like between 12 and 18 hours. We might just do a picture of a clock so we know it's talking about the time. They eat between 12 and 18 hours eating grass, plants and fruit every single day. They use their long trunks. Oh, just going to do a picture of long trunks to smell their food and lift it up into their mouth. Yum. Oh, can't see that bit, could you? Their long trunks, okay? So we've got what they eat here. So elephants are herbivores and eat bark and leaves from trees. These magnificent mammals spend between 12 and 18 hours eating grass, plants and fruit every single day. They use their long trunks to smell the food and lift it up into their mouth. Yum. Let's have a look at this book. What do elephants do? Okay, so for this part we're going to have just what do they do? We'll just have two little people here for the what do they do subheading. Okay, let me move my camera down a bit now to here. Move my camera. There we go. So what do they do? Elephants are usually gentle animals. They are very clever. So let's maybe put a picture of an elephant here. My long trunk and My ear, I might give him an ear. Sorry, I just know it's bad, but I know that that's an elephant. Elephants are usually gentle animals. They are very clever. Maybe we could just do like a thought bubble, like clever, like they're always thinking about things. They know how to find water even when it's as far as 3 miles away. So like, let's do a big arrow for even when it is 3 miles away. Elephants love to play and swim in the water. Let's have a look. Love to play and swim in the water. Let's just do some water splashes. They love playing in the water, so we're going to do some water splashes and maybe a bit of water here as well. They use the mud and sand to cover their skin to protect them from the sun. Let's do a sunshine here. I've got sunshine. I'm going to have to turn over my paper now. Now ignore the top part of my page because that was an old part, so I'll put a cross through that because we don't want that bit there. I might just angle it down, but actually that'd be a better idea, wouldn't it? So we've done what do elephants do. We now need to, why are elephants in trouble? Why are they in trouble? So what we could do here is maybe a warning sign. A warning sign for why are they in trouble. Sadly, let's do a sad face. Sadly, elephants are in trouble. Many are hunted and killed for their ivory tusks. So that is why they are hunted and killed, because humans want to get their ivory from their tusks. So that's Mrs. Cockram's trunk and ivory tusks. Yours will look better than that. Asian elephants also face threats from tourist attractions where people pay to ride on their backs and watch them and paint pictures using their trunks. So let's do maybe a tent for humans, use them for tourist attractions. So we've got a tent here. Asian elephants also face threats from tourist attractions where people pay to ride on their back. Let's do a picture of an elephant, its head, its big trunk, and somebody riding on its back. So we've got here, sadly, elephants are in trouble. Many of them are hunted and killed by humans for their ivory tusks. Asian elephants also face threats from tourist attractions where people pay to ride on their backs or to watch them paint pictures with their trunks. How can we help them? Let's do some hands here for how can we help them. People only support elephant tourism because they want to be close to a magnificent animal. But when they understand that, let's have a look here. So people only support elephant tourism because they want to be close to a magnificent animal. So let's do our magnificent animal. We did this sign before, didn't we? Because they were magnificent thinkers. But when they understand that the elephant only takes part in these activities because they have been captured by humans, they might stop and think. So let's have a think here. But when they understand that the elephants only take part in these activities because they have been captured and beaten by humans, they might stop. Let's do a warning stop sign. They might stop and think. Stop and think. Raising awareness among family and friends can make a huge difference. So we could have here some people talking, couldn't we? That's how we can raise awareness. If we don't help animals, the species won't exist in the future. Extinction means gone forever. We do not want a world without extraordinary elephants in it, do we? Now you can listen to this again, you can rewind it and go through it again, but this is your story. Right? You might need to go onto 2 pages like Mrs. Cockram has. Okay, so this is the first part of my story map. So we've got where do they live, what do they look like, what do they eat, what do they do, why they're in trouble, and how can we help them. Have a go at that information map today. No, not today, tomorrow.